Dear students, greetings to everyone, and hope you're doing good and amazing. So, welcome to this video tutorial where we are going to see how to get our fourth week's assignment done, and of course, we'll be configuring our DNS server. Okay, so I call upon all of you guys to go together through this exercise. So without taking much time, allow me to access the platform and try to go through the instructions of our fourth week's assignment. So here is everything. So actually, we need to configure DNS server, caching DNS server, okay? So by configuring this caching DNS server, we're just going to use the instructions we read from this module, which is domain name system. So you can just refer to that module to have this assignment completed. And also we are going to use either bind or unbound. So for now, we're just going to be dealing with unbound, and for bind, we are going to look at it in NetOps 2. So for now, in NetOps 1, we are going to deal with unbound. Okay, so I'm just going to explain in details what unbound is, but actually they are both DNS software packages. Both bind and unbound are they are the DNS software packages used to configure or to deploy a DNS server and have it up and running. Okay, so however, you can just have both running at the same time in one system. Okay, so you can just have them configured in one system or one server, but you can't have them running at the same time. Okay, so for you to have bind running, you have to you have to disable unbound, and to have unbound running, you have to disable bind. Okay, so and here is what we need. Okay, how we are going to check if what we did is working as expected. So you can just go through them. So before we start configuring, allow me to first explain what unbound is. So here I made a very short notepad about unbound. So when you say unbound, unbound, it's actually it's a recursive DNS server for your networks. What is a recursive DNS server? So a recursive DNS server, it's of course it's a type of a DNS server. So actually, I'm explaining this expecting you all know how DNS works. Okay, so I think you have all read the modules about DNS, and you are aware of how DNS works actually. Okay, so when you say a recursive DNS server, so it's a type of a DNS server which acts as a middleman receiving DNS queries from the client and recursively contacting other DNS servers. So actually what we like a recursive DNS server is, so let's assume that you want to to access any website. Like let's take an example of YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, okay, any kind of website you want to access. Okay, so by browsing that website, so the query reaches first to the server, recursive DNS server, and once the recursive DNS server has received the same query before and try to respond to that query, like the same query, and this recursive DNS, of course, will also act as a caching DNS server by then. Okay, so it's going to store that information so that once another person tries to query the same website, instead of looking for the other root servers or authoritative name servers, it's going to to respond to that query, since it has it in its caching, okay, memory. Okay, so actually a recursive, it's the one which connects the client and the like the root server or the authoritative name servers. Okay, so this is what they're trying to explain here. Okay, so once it receives DNS queries from the client devices and recursively contacting the other DNS servers, including authoritative servers, until it finds the IP address for the requested domain, then returning that information to the client. Okay, so I forgot to put T. And so it's going to do this once it finds that query, like if it finds that that query is not in its cache memory, so that's when it's going to contact other DNS servers. So in short, that's Unbound, and allow me to go also through the configurations, and of course under configuration path, we have this. Okay, so we have this cheat sheets which we're going to use to have this assignment completed. Okay, so the first thing you have to do, you have to check the IP address your system is running. Okay, so to check that IP address, you run this command. Okay, so if you want to be specific on like if you want to be specific, you can even put the name of the interface which you are looking for its IP address. Okay, so you can just run this command, if config and then space, put the name of the interface, if you know the name of the interface. And then by getting the IP address, like here you have 192.168.1.30, so you have to note your IP address somewhere, since we are just going to use it in the upcoming configurations. Okay, so in this example, we have used this 130 since it's the one we have here, but for you have to make sure that you note yours somewhere. So by having this IP address, we need to switch to the root user by running this command su, and by having this done, we need to enable our local unbound. Okay, so to do this, we are just telling the system that whenever the server boots up, whenever the server reboots, we no longer need to be there to start again local unbound manually. So it's going to start automatically. Okay, so that's why we need to enable it, and by enabling it, we are getting this as a result. Okay, so by after enabling it, we have to start it. So once we start it, we are going to get these files being created here. Okay, and within these files being created, we have also our main configuration file, which is unbound.conf, this one. So we need to get into that file by running this command vim space /var/unbound/unbound.conf. Actually, this is the main configuration file of Unbound, which is under this path. Okay, so by getting into this file, so we have to add this. Okay, so we have to add this server. Okay, and here on interface, you have to put the IP address you got from here. Okay, so for now we're just using 130, and you have to replace this with your IP address. And since the DNS uses port 53, so we need to specify this port 53. Okay, and here on access control, we have it's just there for security purpose. Okay, so we are telling this system, we are telling our server that any IP address which belongs to this subnet will access it. Okay, so that's the logic behind this. Okay, and about verbosity, so you can just go and search about it, and the reason why we set it to 1. Okay, but actually it's for the logs purpose. Okay, so actually this we have here, They are the one we have here. So actually this is the screenshots we took after like filling this file. So upon like editing your file with these configurations, you're going to have this at the end. Okay, so which means by default you have this first part, this first server, as well as this last 4 lines, and you are the one to add this middle server with its details, and this I've explained them above here. So by having this done, we need to restart our local Unbound by running this command. So actually ignore sudo and run the rest. Okay. Okay, fine. So, and by running this, you are going to get this notification indicating that our name server is running as expected. And again, you need to test our DNS if it's working by running this command. So actually, by running this command, we are telling the our server through this IP address to resolve this domain name into an IP address. Okay, so we are just trying to search the IP address which is mapped to this google.com domain name. Okay, so by running this command, we are going to get the IP address which is mapped to this google.com, so that even in case of browsing google.com, you can browse that IP address and you land on a Google homepage. Okay, instead of searching google.com, you can search that IP address. So in this case, like in this example, we had this as the IP address which Google was using, so which means this IP address is the one which is mapped to this google.com. Okay, so instead of searching google.com by domain name, you can search it by IP address by running this, by browsing this IP address. So by having this done, and you have here status as no error, so you have everything done and completed. So you have to take the screenshot of what you're going to get after running this, and then submit it as your 4th week's assignment. So I think I've explained the theory parts, so let's just go into let's dive into practical parts. So here is my terminal and I've just logged in. So the first thing I need to do, I need to check the IP address. Okay, so to check the IP address, I do ifconfig, then I hit enter. So, and actually by running this command ifconfig, so we get so many interfaces like this server has. Okay, so, but as I told you, if you want to be specific, so actually the IP address I just want is this one. Okay, so 192.168.0.193. Okay, but if you want to be specific, on like on one interface, you can run this command. So the name of the interface is this one, so you can run this. You can do ifconfig, then you do lo2. So this is the command. Okay, ifconfig, then lo2, then hit enter. So by hitting enter, you're going to get the details of only one interface, and my IP address is this one, IPv4, and IPv6 is this one, and with this prefix. But for now, we are just dealing with only IPv4, and by having this done, we need to do this. We need to enable our local Unbound. So for me, no need of just running this command since I'm root user. So how to check it? You do who am I? I'm root user. So root user is the same as administrator in Windows operating system. And by having this done, we have to enable, okay, by running this command. So we do this, we do sysrc, then local underscore unbound. So sorry, it's local underscore unbound underscore, then enable, then we set it to yes. Okay, so I've explained what this command does. Then I need to hit enter, and here is the results. Okay, having that done, we need to start it. Okay, we need to do service local underscore unbound start, then hit enter. So by having this started, we have these files being created, and we are dealing with only this file. Okay, so we need to do this. We need to open this file by using vim, then slash. So you copy this. Actually, no need of just copying. So you write this path just as it is up to here. Okay, var, then unbound, then unbound.com, then I hit enter. So they are telling me that vim not found, so I need to install it first. So allow me to clear the screen. So I need to do pkg install vim, then I hit enter, and it seems it's going to fail. So let's just wait and see. So you see, they are telling us that no server records found for the repo FreeBSD. So once you get this error, so you can stop it, since it's delaying to stop itself. So you can stop it by Ctrl+C, and then you go into this file by running this EE as a text editor. It's the same as Vim and Nano, okay, but they work like they have some different features. So we need to do ee/etc, then we go into this file resolve.conf, then we hit enter. So by getting into this file, I need to come below these 3 lines, and then I add. So actually I can even, okay, let me add it. You can add name server, another name server, name server, and then you put 8.8.8.8. okay, so you can just add this line, okay, here, or you can even uncomment these 2 lines, these 2 lines, this name server with 2 and this name server with 3. So you can just uncomment them if you don't want to put this, okay, or you can even put this, but you still uncomment, you still comment these 2 lines, okay. So by having this done, you need to click escape key, okay, then hit enter to leave the editor, click A again to changes, done. So if I install again vim, pkg install vim, so once you get that error I got, okay, so regardless of any package you're installing, please follow that step, okay. So then hit enter. So now I'm able to install it. So I need to hit Y to proceed the installation process. So by having that done, we are now going to open this file, okay, again, and then we add these contents, okay. So it's delaying, so let's just bear with it. Okay, so I think now we are good to go. So again, I need to open vim, then /var/unbound/unbound.conf, then hit enter. Okay, so by getting into this file, we have this by default, okay. So we need to go into the middle part of it, and we add our own server details, okay. So when you're using vim, to be able to edit any file you have opened using vim as a text editor, you need to be in an insert mode. So how to get there, you need to click I, and then you need to do this. You can just write anything. So what I'm just going to type here, it's what we have here. Actually, it's what we have here, and actually it's this one, okay, and this above and this below, they are these ones, okay. So I'm just going to add this middle part. So I need to do this server, then I hit enter, then I hit tab key. So you have to make sure that the way I'm going to customize this file, you have to do the same 100%, okay. So then interface, then I put my IP address. My IP address is 192.168.0.193. Okay, so you have to put your IP address as well. So, and on ports, I need to specify the port number to be 53, and I need also to put this restriction. Okay, access control, then I put 192.168.0.0/24, then I allow it. Again, here I've not used what we just have here. So here we have 192.168.1.0. Why? Because we have one here. Okay, so we have 192.168.1 dot something. So also, once you're going to restrict the users to access this system, you have to make sure that you're going to specify the network ID of which the IP address you have belongs to. Okay, so if you put here 0, you are just restricting to another network, not actually this one, not actually the one which this IP address belongs to. Okay, so for me here, I've just actually, subnetting actually. So if you have not learned subnetting in computer network course, at least you just you learned it in this course, because you have that module in this course. So actually we have 0.0 because we have here 0 point something. So if you have 1 point something, put 1.0. Okay, so and again you need to specify the verbosity, then we set it to 1, and then to exit this file you need to click escape, then colon, then WQ, which means quit and save, then hit enter. Okay, so by having this done, we are now at this stage. Okay, so we are going to restart our local unbound. So we need to ignore sudo. So we are running this service local unbound restart. To restart it, service local unbound restart. So it's good. Okay, we are good. So, and we need to test it if it's working. To test it, we need to run dig, then specify the IP address. We put our own IP address 192.168.0.193. So put your IP address, then you specify like the any domain name you want to resolve. Okay, so we need to put google.com, like per this example or per this exercise, and then hit enter. By hitting enter, we are getting this error. So most of you guys, you are getting this error which says dig not found. So for you to get rid of this error, so you need to install some packages. So you need to do pkg install bind-tools, then hit enter. Then you need to click Y to proceed the installation process. And by having this done, okay, we are done now. So by having this done, if I dig again, so let me clear the screen. So actually to clear the screen, you can type this command clear, or you can even do Control L. Control L does everything, and then you do dig at 192.168.0.193, then google.com. Okay, so then hit enter. So actually this is what you're supposed to get. Okay, so we need to have this known as a status, and also have to get this IP address. So actually, instead of, okay, you can browse google.com, okay, google.com, and then you get to this page. Okay, but also, since we got the IP address which is mapped to the Google domain name, you can even browse this IPv6, I mean IPv, this IP address. It's going to work actually. It's going to direct you to the exact same page as this one. So let's just test it. So let me close this. Okay, so if I copy this, allow me to copy it, and then if I paste it here, and if I hit enter, so you see I'm just being directed to this page, which is homepage of google.com. Okay, so this is what we what we need to have. Okay, so you have to take the screenshot of this and then you submit it as your 12th week's assignment. And by having this done, you're going to be graded, and also after being graded you have to complete this. So you will only be remaining with actually this final quiz and these post-module questions, week 4, and also submit this context scenario. Okay, so I'm just going to share like the reference, the document which you can refer to have this scenario completed. So this is it. So I think I'll try to go each and everything we need to know about this 4th week's assignment, and I encourage each and everyone please to do your best, since we are just remaining with only 1 week to have this course done and have our certificates. So I call upon each and everyone to put in the required efforts to get this done. Okay, so have a good day.